Hi there, and welcome to Rumor Spill. Over the past few months, a pattern has arisen around Diddy, in which close acquaintances have come forward to divulge some concerning data. He has come out with some stunning statements regarding Diddy's behavior, particularly his contacts with Young Miami, and Spanky Hayes is the most recent person to join this pattern. A recent interview with Spanky shed light on the opulent parties that Diddy hosted. This is the first thing that we will discuss. As he characterized these get-togethers, he said that they were notoriously vulgar and wild. There was a strong emphasis placed by Spanky on the fact that if you hadn't attended one of Diddy's parties, you hadn't really experienced the scene. He remembers being there at one of these parties and being witness to an extremely ridiculous episode, which had an indelible effect on him. According to Spanker's account, this incident featured two males and a female who appeared to be in a state of shock after the events that were taking place. Her eyes appeared to be as big as saucers. This strange circumstance seemed to emphasize the peculiar nature of the gathering that was taking place. In the middle of these discoveries, speculations have begun to circulate, indicating that the girl that Spanky referenced could be Young Miami. These rumors bring to light the possibility that Diddy is exerting pressure on Miami to participate in actions that are dubious, drawing parallels with his previous behavior with Cassie. Additionally, sources close to Young Miami, who is Diddy's girlfriend, have stated that she is currently taking a break from their relationship, which is currently in progress. The news of this breach comes in the wake of allegations that Diddy has engaged in illegal activities. The claim that was published by Media Takeout suggests that Young Miami recently had a talk with Diddy, which resulted in the two of them coming to the conclusion that they would temporarily pause their relationship. The relationship between Diddy and Young Miami was brought to the attention of the public for the first time in 2021, however, they did not formally confirm it until a later year. Diddy publicly confirmed their romantic involvement during an episode of the Kari Shah Please podcast, despite the fact that Young Miami had announced that she was no longer in a relationship in April of 2023. Since then, they have been in a relationship that is open to the public. There is a lot of speculation suggesting that Young Miami might have been aware of the purported explicit behaviors that Diddy engages in. In the present moment, Diddy is experiencing a huge crisis in his professional life, which is characterized by a high-profile legal struggle with Cassie. Cassie's specific allegations against Diddy, in which she accuses him of engagement in activities relating to the LGBT community as well as charges of physical abuse and rape, have been a source of gasoline for this conflict. After going through years of suffering, Cassie finally felt that she was ready to come forward and take a stand for other women who are victims of abuse and assault in their romantic relationships. These allegations were aggressively refuted by a spokeswoman for Sean Combs, who is also known as Puff Daddy, P. Diddy, Diddy, and Love. The spokesperson referred to the charges as disrespectful and ridiculous.
In a statement, Cassie Ventura, who has won 3 Grammys, stated that she and Diddy have reached a settlement regarding a lawsuit that she had filed against him in federal court in Manhattan. This settlement was reached in the middle of allegations made by Ventura that Diddy had sponsored her extravagant lifestyle in order to assure her that she would comply with his demands. The lawsuit filed by Ventura highlighted the manner in which Diddy allegedly coerced her into engaging in sexually explicit actions, such as being compelled to carry his firearms and engaging in sexual acts with male coworkers. According to the allegations made in the lawsuit, Diddy progressively exhibited abusive and controlling behavior. Additionally, the lawsuit asserted that Ventura was the victim of sexual assault in a number of places in the year 2015, and that Diddy had taken photographs and videos of himself during these instances. In addition, it suggested that she was given medications prior to or during these interactions. In her accusations, Ventura asserts that she was sequestered in hotels in order to recover from her injuries, and that Diddy's security guard and assistant were there during this process.
In spite of the fact that his network was present and watched his conduct, they chose not to intervene, as the lawsuit highlights. During the course of the case, Ventura characterized Diddy's behavior as being unstable, claiming that he exerted control over every facet of her life, holding both her record label and her future success in his hands. Additionally, she related an incident that occurred in 2012 in which Diddy allegedly threatened to cause harm to Kid Cudi, a rapper with whom Ventura had a one-time romantic relationship. Within the year 2018, Ventura had made up her mind to quit the connection. However, the lawsuit claims that she was forced to continue the relationship via the use of threats and deception. There was a brief connection between Ventura and Cassie in the year 2016, with the lawsuit describing the extreme trauma that Ventura endured, which required him to receive major medical and psychological maintenance. In her case, Ventura wants justice for the years of her life that were negatively damaged by Diddy's conduct, which included threats of violence, drug use, physical and psychological abuse, and exploitation. Her voice is heard not only for herself but also for other women who have been victims of violence and abuse in their romantic relationships. When Cassie Ventura first appeared on the music scene in 2004, she was a newcomer with a combination of charisma and a seductive voice that was unlike anything else. Before she began her turbulent connection with Diddy, she worked with producer Ryan Leslie, who was the one who found her and signed her to his record company following their collaboration. As a result of Leslie's guidance, Cassie was able to record her first single, Me and You, which went on to achieve unprecedented popularity and top the charts. A number of distressing allegations were mentioned in the lawsuit that was filed against Diddy. These included charges that Diddy had forced sexual intercourse with many men while he watched and recorded the conduct. According to the lawsuit, these occurrences, which are referred to as freakouts, occurred in a variety of premium hotel suites, one of which was the Trump International Hotel in New York City. It was further asserted in the lawsuit that Diddy had encouraged Cassie to participate in these activities, which sometimes involved the use of masks and costumes, for the purpose of gratifying his own desires. There was a terrible episode that was detailed, in which Diddy apparently became intoxicated and physically assaulted Cassie, leaving her with visible injuries. The attempts that Cassie made to flee were met with additional hostility from Diddy, as she related in her explanation. She related a horrific experience in which Diddy confronted her by throwing glass vases at her, which prompted her to run away to her apartment. However, she was compelled to come back since she was afraid of further upsetting Diddy. In the lawsuit, there is another alarming accusation that involves a harmful incident that occurred in 2013. According to the allegations, Diddy was responsible for causing major damage to a hotel, and Cassie was required to orchestrate the event. There were rumors that Diddy paid a significant amount of money to the employees of the hotel in exchange for the security footage of the incident. As a result of the lawsuit, Diddy was portrayed as someone who insisted on these weekly freakout sessions, despite the fact that Cassie was reluctant to participate. It was said that Cassie was given instructions to find guys for these events through a variety of different channels, and that Diddy's assistants assisted in making these interactions possible. In addition, the legal complaint alleged that Diddy had provided Cassie and the other individuals involved with huge quantities of drugs, which resulted in states of dissociation and necessitated the intervention of medical professionals. In the complaint, it was described how Diddy would instruct Cassie throughout these interactions, documenting them as if they were personal art projects. In the middle of these allegations, Azalia Banks brought to light an additional aspect, claiming that Diddy was restricting Cassie's creativity and preventing her from releasing new music. The tweet sent by Banks spurred a wider discourse about the dynamics that exist between artists and influential persons in the business, calling into question the degree of control that is exercised over the creative journeys of artists. When we take a step back, we can see that Cassandra Ventura's path to prominence was defined by changes from modeling to establishing herself in the music industry, respectively. On the other hand, the complaint reveals that her trip was not devoid of difficulties. In the end, the outcome of the litigation was significantly influenced by the powerful legal team that Diddy employed, which was led by John Huston, a well-known trial attorney. It is believed that Huston, who is well known for his expertise in handling high-profile cases and white-collar matters, could have exerted pressure on Cassie to reach a settlement over the case. However, the fact that the lawsuit was settled did not mean that Diddy's legal problems were finally in the past. Roger Bonds, a second man, was named in the spectacular legal filings as having allegedly engaged in conduct that was comparable to those described. A man named Bonds, who had previously served as the head of security for Diddy, has recently come forward to discuss his experiences. The development of the story has been given a new dimension by the assertions made by Bonds. Specifically, He stated that he was there at an incident that occurred in 2009 and that he witnessed Diddy's aggressive actions with Cassie. Diddy's reported aggressive behavior persisted despite Bond's efforts to interfere in the situation. As more individuals who are similar to Bond's come forward, it appears that the case against Diddy is becoming more compelling. The growing body of evidence and testimonials paints a terrible picture of Diddy's past activities, despite the fact that he has been vehemently denying the allegations. There have been comparisons made between the circumstances surrounding Cassie and the tragic case of Kim Porter, who was Diddy's ex-partner. More and more people are becoming concerned about Cassie, and they are drawing parallels between her situation and the circumstances surrounding Porter's unsolved death. Porter's death, which the coroner initially attributed to pneumonia, later became a mystery due to discrepancies in the reports. A suspected connection between Diddy and Porter's untimely deaths was linked to rumors and theories that circulated about the matter. Not only was Diddy's personal life confronted with the controversies that surrounded Porter's passing, but he also had to contend with the difficulties that his connection with Young Miami presented. Young Miami made the decision to withdraw from their relationship at the same time as Porter's death anniversary was approaching, which coincided with the upheaval that was occurring. You may recognize Young Miami as a member of the rap group City Girls. She soared to stardom with tracks such as Twerk and Act Up. The success of the pair continued with albums like City on Lock and Raw Diddy. The fact that Young Miami did not comment on social media when the charges were made against Diddy, and the settlement that followed said everything about the situation. A number of incidences have come to light, and as a result, Diddy's private life, which includes his relationships with both men and women, has been the subject of conversation. The public character of Diddy has become more complicated as a result of these discoveries, and doubts have been raised about his own behavior. Throughout his life, both professionally and personally, Diddy has been involved in a tornado of high-profile relationships and conflicts. Unfortunately, recent occurrences have cast a shade on the legacy of the musician and music producer, despite the fact that his influence in the industry cannot be denied. Within the context of the continuing crisis, his relationship with Young Miami in particular has garnered a large amount of attention. Young Miami, who is most known for her work with the City Girls, has established a name for herself in the music industry with her high-energy performances and infectious songs. The pair's spectacular journey to stardom began with an appearance on Drake's song In My Feelings, and it has continued uninterrupted ever since. It is because of their albums, such as the critically praised City on Lock, that they have established themselves as a prominent figure in the world of music. Nevertheless, Young Miami's recent choice to withdraw from her relationship with Diddy has given rise to rumors and conjecture about the potential consequences of this move. A further element of mystery has been added to the case as a result of the timing of this decision, which occurred not long after the anniversary of Kim Porter's passing. The City Girls have experienced a string of successes since signing with Quality Control Music, including hits like Twerk with Cardi B and Act Up. Their music has received positive reviews from their audience, leading to platinum certifications and high chart positions for them. It was stated that Young Miami was obsessed with preparing a Friendsgiving celebration, despite the fact that she kept mute for the first 24 hours following the charges that were made against Diddy and the ensuing settlement. In contrast to her typical online presence, she has remained silent, which has caused eyebrows to be raised and has spurred further suspicion about her position on the matter. The private life of Diddy, in particular his reported relationships with both men and women, has become the subject of a great deal of controversy. The narrative that surrounds Diddy has been given a more nuanced and complicated dimension as a result of incidents that imply he targeted young male rappers for the purpose of coercion. When Kim Porter, Diddy's former partner, passed away unexpectedly and tragically, the entertainment industry was left in a state of shock and disbelief. Although pneumonia was initially thought to be the cause of Porter's death, the circumstances surrounding his passing have since become mired in mystery and dispute. There has been a great deal of conjecture and concern as a result of the various stories regarding the reason for her death, as well as the rumors that Diddy was involved. Diddy's personal life has been placed in a negative light as a result of the death of Porter, which has become the focal point of conversations regarding Diddy's previous and present relationships. Subscribe Rumor Spill for more videos.